Welcome back to Tailgate Talk, Season 2, Episode number 7. We have an exciting episode, boys, so let's get it popping. We have a special guest with us today, and we have Mr. Keith Chandler of the Union Bears with us today. Keith, thanks for coming on with us, buddy, and just feel free to jump in here and just have a big discussion with us. We'll be doing an interview a little bit later, buddy. Thanks for coming, being with us.
Oh, anytime.
All right, boys, college football week 3 recap and discussion. Well, up first we had number 20 Arizona. They were 7. Number 17 Kansas State 31. Anybody got anything on that one? I think Arizona's defense absolutely stinks, and the offense is one trick pony right now.
I have absolutely nothing.
They came out with a 7-minute opening scoring drive, and then they don't score another point the rest of the game. It's just a terrible performance. Alabama, 42, Wisconsin, 10. Here we have another SEC team beatdown on another Big Ten. This performance probably isn't one that moves the tide up in rankings or anything, but it's a performance I think that most of the Alabama people wanted to see, especially after the performance they had last week against South Florida. Is a better team than Wisconsin, and I think they could beat Wisconsin in a head-to-head.
And I don't think Alabama put all them points up in the fourth quarter either, did it?
Oh, no. I mean, that game, they scored a bunch of points in that South Florida game in a matter of minutes. Sean, did you not watch that one?
No, I didn't. I was covered up.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm covered up.
All right. Did you watch this one?
I watched most of it.
Being a big LSU fan.
Well, I quit watching.
Because you was scared?
No, just because I was like, there ain't no point watching it, and I just was going to get mad. And then I seen they were coming back, and I said, well, I guess I'll watch the rest of it. So I'll watch the rest of it.
So you become unbusy.
Huh?
So you become unbusy.
Yeah, for the rest of the game, yeah, I figured I better tune in.
So he become unbusy for a 3-point victory here as LSU was 36 and the South Carolina Gamecocks was 33. This was an insane game, man. I mean, heartbreaking game if you're a South Carolina fan. You spend all afternoon thinking you're going to win this ball game just to lose your quarterback late in the game and then end up losing the game that you thought you was going to win. So that all equals up to be a horrible afternoon.
Yeah, I thought South Carolina was going to come out with that win. I was hoping they was going to.
Slow down. Slow down.
I like it.
Get excited.
Me and Aaron was on the phone talking during the game, and it was like, man, South Carolina's really going to pull this off. After that performance they put on Kentucky, I was like, man, they may be for real.
I thought LSU did show some real grit, though, coming back, getting back in it. You know, I mean, that's tough to do, down 17-3, I think it was.
Yeah, but South Carolina also left 14 points off too because pick six that got called back for a penalty. Wasn't it a long?
It was a good call.
Yeah. There's also another. Maybe it was the kickoff. There was two touchdowns that got called back for penalties. That's 14 points.
Hey, part of the game, buddy. Calm down. For the game. Another LSU win.
Man, South Carolina did have all kinds of explosive plays in this game, man. There's like 40-some yards, 50-some yards, 60-some yards.
Tell them, Sean,
after
win's a win. That's all it matters.
No matter how it looks, no matter how it looks.
Well, what do you think about this? After watching this game, and then after watching the Georgia-Alabama game, or Kentucky game, do you feel like that makes the Gamecocks' defensive front four look even better? They're pretty tough.
I think in the grand scheme of things, as an LSU fan, I think we're screwed. but other than that, I ain't got nothing to say about the Gamecocks. You know, I just like to leave that behind. So W, move on. You know.
Well, there's a lot to talk about on this one. You know. All right, we had Boston College 21, Missouri 27. You know, Boston College is normally a team that could be a spoiler team for people. You know, they did beat Florida State, but now that we've seen Florida State in the past few games, that win's not that impressive for Boston College. They did move up to number 24 in the rankings. But Missouri, I think they were ranked number 9. I think they just looked sloppy. You know, they scored late to make it. Boston College scored, and they scored later in it to make it a little bit tighter ball game than what it was. But I mean, Missouri, I think they just had one of them games where they looked sloppy. They wasn't the Missouri that you don't normally see on Saturdays watching them. Kermit?
Yeah. Boston College is not who we thought it was it?
Well, number 5, Notre Dame 66, Purdue 7.
You skipped one, but it's all good.
We'll come back to it.
I didn't watch this either. I just seen the blowout.
Yeah, I just watched a little part of it. Notre Dame looked pretty good, though.
Statement win, baby. Statement win against the no-name.
Well, I think Purdue has to be the worst team in the Big Ten.
It's the Notre Dame way, baby.
You know,
Didn't you pick Purdue?
He probably did.
I really did.
I did.
I went with the little leprechauns.
Oh, you did? I mean, I did predict Purdue just because of the way Notre Dame looked the week before. But, I mean, honestly, after watching this game, I hadn't seen Purdue play all year. But Purdue probably is the worst team in the Big Ten. That's no lie.
Anybody that loses to Notre Dame's got to be the worst.
Well, listen, Notre Dame treated them like they was a lower level FCS team in this game. I'm just saying.
Quit hating on them Irish.
Hateful. That's hateful.
Well, I'm not known for my niceness, my friend. Let's go back now to number 7, Oregon 49, Oregon State 14.
I got something on this, and I watched this game, and I thought for the last few weeks we ain't seen really what I think Oregon. I mean, I'm not an Oregon fan, but Dylan Gabriel, you know, is an awesome quarterback. But for the last few weeks, I think there's been something lacking. But in this game, I thought he really kind of came back and he got his legs going. I thought that was a huge deal in this ball game. It was a huge difference.
I tell you what, I think the bigger difference was that you were missing with him is that he's been really slow on his trigger.
Yeah.
You know, this time he was more firing the ball out quicker and everything. And
which I think
that was a huge difference.
With a running quarterback like that, too. You get the run game established, you get your legs going, that's going to give you more confidence in the passing game, you know?
Yeah.
The big, mean, green, mighty duck fighting machine, baby. Woo! Go Ducks.
Hey, their offensive line was actually way more impressive than they have been, you know. And I think that plus giving him a little more time, where he's going to be settled in there.
Now, given this next game.
And Oregon State's not that good either.
Given this next game, the man wearing the shirt needs to talk on this one.
Yeah. This is
we know what kind of fan he
He
is.
picked a bad day here.
Yeah, we got the Georgia Bulldog fan in here with us today, boys. Number 1, Georgia 13, Kentucky 12. Kentucky was going to have to play the best game, I feel like, that they've ever played, and I think they probably really did. That's one thing for me. But Georgia was going to have to help them out a lot, and they did. I mean, Georgia was turning the ball over, just costly penalties and everything. But great teams find a way to win, and that's exactly what Georgia did. And I think that was the difference in this one that makes a great team versus Kentucky. Georgia knows how to win.
What do you think about the pick 6 that got called back? You think it hit the ground?
I do not.
I thought it hit the ground.
I thought that.
I do not. No, to be honest with you, yeah, it probably did. I knew you probably felt that way with that one. But yes. Yeah, I do.
I'll say this. I think me and Aaron talked about it earlier, but that right there just shows SEC football on the road. Don't matter who you are, who you playing. It's going to be a tough game on the road in the SEC.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, the Kentucky faithful were going absolutely nuts. And I'm telling you, one call goes Kentucky's way in that game. That's a different ball game.
Oh, yeah.
They win that ball game easy. That's all it would have took is one call. That's such a tight game. But, I thought Georgia controlled the clock well at the end of the game. I thought that was the big difference maker.
Georgia did. But why are you punting the ball in that situation if you're Kentucky with not much time to go?
I thought the same thing, but at the same time, you're talking about one of the most potent offenses in the country in Georgia.
Exactly.
But you're on
you're going to try to keep the ball in your hands.
I know, but you're on your own 30, and you give it up right there, it's a field goal automatically.
Dude, you have to score to win this ball game.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time,
and you're going against Georgia, the number one team in the nation.
I want to say this too: with the way that Kentucky's D line was playing and their front seven was playing, I would have had faith in that defense to get a stop too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Defensive line
they
really
played
good.
Lights out.
I'm not taking that away from them either.
Georgia. They're loaded with probably top 3 quarterback in college football in Beck. They got weapons everywhere. Probably one of the best running backs in college football. If my defense is playing that way in a tight game like that, I'm putting that ball too.
Okay,
I'm putting that ball.
Let me pull this out there to you, and you're being a Georgia fan. Kentucky was one-dimensional in this ball game. They're one-dimensional right now. Period. They can run the ball. They can't throw the ball worth a dime.
Whoa,
not really. They're not that good at throwing the ball right now.
That guy made some big throws.
He made a few big throws.
I think he made some big throws,
but most of their success, they're more one-dimensional. They're running the ball down Georgia's throat just about the whole time in this game. I think you can pick this yardage up. I'm riding my guy, dude. You're in a game right now that you were not predicted to even be close to being in. I'm riding my guy, and I'm getting this first down.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying give Keith the ball, man. Give Keith the ball. Give Dozer the ball.
Oh, yeah.
I'm punting. I'm standing by it. I punt. The way that defense played lights out, man, I punt the ball. I'm punting the ball.
I thought it was a pretty smart move.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, you will, because you're a Georgia fan.
Yeah.
I'm playing. You got nothing to lose. Go for it.
All right. Virginia Tech 37, Old Dominion was 17. Tech came out, was looking awesome on both sides of the ball. They get up 14-0, and then they go right back to the old, not so impressive Virginia Tech. The only good thing is right now, at least they're 2-1, not 1-2 like they have been the past few seasons. I think the Hokie fans are just searching for that dominance performance, and I think they might get it against the Hurricanes.
Oh.
I have nothing to say on this game, but I got something to say when we're about to move on, though. So we'll just keep going around here.
Well, we're about to
we're about to move on.
We're going to move on a little bit, but I've got some other stuff that's not on the thing for us.
Okay.
We've got to talk about Tennessee.
Okay. That ain't what I was going to say, but okay.
But you go ahead with yours first.
No, we need to talk about Virginia Tech ODU first.
Well, we just did. There's not much to talk about, bro.
There's not nothing to talk about. It's a game you should have won by 40.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this printout right here in my hand. We got Virginia Tech ODU, but we ain't got Texas on the daggone list.
That's what I was about to get at.
Let me tell you what. Quinn Ewers might be looking for a daggone job next week, boys. All right? Arch Manning played his freaking tail off in that ball game.
Since when have you seen a Manning run 60-some-yard touchdown?
I'm just saying. I think, I'm high on Quinn Ewers. I love Quinn Ewers. I think he's, like I said, I've said it over and over, top 3 quarterback in college football. But Arch Manning had 5 touchdowns in 2 quarters of football. That's basically 3 quarters, I guess.
He was very impressive.
Oh, yeah. He looked incredible.
Now his daddy could run.
Yeah.
Who's daddy?
Just his uncles.
Yeah, it's just his uncles.
His uncles.
Well, it jumped a whole freaking generation, man. So, how do you feel about that? I mean, they jumped Georgia now in the AP poll.
It's definitely hard, but I mean, Texas, they're looking pretty good this year, though.
They're looking tough.
Yeah.
And then you got 2 quarterbacks in that system that could start anywhere in this country.
Yeah.
Tell them, Keith, it don't matter. All they got to do this year is finish in the top 12.
That's right.
Yeah.
Buddy. That's right.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, the only thing that Georgia's got going against them is they came out number 1 ranked, to start the season, and teams they usually don't win the national championship when they come out preseason number 1. I think the last time it happened was 2007 probably, and that was Alabama done it. But before that it was probably like 1956. So, I mean, let's talk about Tennessee.
Let's talk about it. What's the score on that one?
What do you think?
What was the score?
Oh, like 71 to nothing?
I just
72 to nothing?
That quarterback's the real deal, man. I love to hate on Tennessee. I'm not a Tennessee fan by any means. My wife is. I hate it with a burning passion. She's a Cowboys fan too. They got absolutely smoked today. You love to see that. Man, that quarterback's the real deal. People talk about Tennessee and say, "Oh, it's our year. It's our year. It's our year." I mean, if there's any year to talk about it, I'd be talking about it right now because I think they got a team that could really do something this year.
They're impressive.
Oh yeah, they look.
They came out, scored 47 points in the first quarter, and then they just kind of cruised from there. But, you got third stringers playing in the whole second quarter and the second half.
I mean, we are talking about Kent State too, though.
Okay, I get that.
I mean,
But I think they're
that's something you gotta look
sending
at.
a statement
I agree.
to
The SEC.
Oklahoma
Oh, Oklahoma.
because they're next, and they're coming for them, son. Oklahoma to win that game's got to score over 40 points, and I don't see them doing it.
Yeah.
Who was that team that Northwood played and beat this weekend?
Oh, that's in high school.
Is that who Tennessee played?
Oh, I got what you're saying now. I thought Kermit done fell asleep and let his outline drift to the bottom. All right, let's do week 4 college football picks. We got UCLA at LSU.
I think this is. I thought this was like a neutral site game or something.
It may
I
be.
think who did LSU play week 1? Didn't they play in Vegas?
Yes,
Then this,
USC.
This might not be a neutral site game. I'm not sure, but you know who I got. Let's roll with the boys. Go Tigers, baby! Come on.
I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to go LSU too.
Yeah.
Hate to do it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Tigers, baby.
Here comes Aaron.
I'm going to roll with the Tigers too.
Oh, well, they've lost now.
That's why I
Thanks,
chose them.
everybody. Thanks.
All right, NC State at number 22, Clemson. Choose careful, boys.
Clemson played pretty good with Georgia for a little bit,
Yeah.
but I'm not really watching much on NC State. How are they looking?
Well, Tennessee smoked them
Yeah.
badly, and they made them look horrible. They fell out of the top 25 now. But this is kind of a rivalry kind of game, so you can throw a lot of that stuff out the window.
Roll Tigers.
Well,
Kermit's on the Tiger pick.
Kermit's on it.
I'm on that Tiger
Kermit's got
bandwagon.
Clemson. I'm going to take NC State. I'm going to take NC State.
I'm gonna go with Clemson.
Man, Clemson really probably should win this game, but
They ain't going to. Come on.
but I'm going with you,
That's
Sean.
right, baby.
Let's go with the
NC State.
Wolf Pack, baby. Georgia Tech at number 19, Louisville. Woo.
I got Georgia Tech.
Yep, I'm gonna go with you, Georgia Tech.
You think they're going to pull up
I
another
do.
one?
I sure do. I think
Georgia Tech,
I think Georgia
big
Tech's
boy.
good enough to be in top 25 right now. I really do. And I think Louisville's all right, but I don't think they're all that. So that's why I got Georgia Tech.
You might as well pick them too.
Come on.
I wanted to because I thought about everybody would probably go the other way on this.
We like them Hornets.
That's right, though. Line up that triple option back about 10 years ago. Come on,
Man,
come on.
I just to be honest with you, speed kills in Louisville usually has a lot of it. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Bad pick. Bad pick.
It might be. Number 11, USC. Number 17, Michigan. Boys, I got USC in this one all day.
I got USC. What you got, dog?
I love them Wolverines. As bad as I hate USC, but I'm going USC.
I'm going to go Michigan.
Oh, there it was.
I'm going to go Michigan.
Thank you.
Oh, so do you know something we may not?
They're going to rebound, ain't they, Keith?
Yeah, I think they're going to play pretty good.
Bad pick. I mean, let's call it what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wolverines.
Number 12, Utah. Number 13, Oklahoma State. Boys, this one right here is hands down. Oklahoma State's not ranked number 13 now, I'm sure. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that they're still even in the top 25 because they do not look that good at all. I'm going Utah on this one.
Big Ute, baby.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go Utah.
I'm going to go Oklahoma State. I'm going to go with the Cowboys, son. I got Ollie and the boys here.
Bad pick.
Well, that's on. All right, dog. Have you said?
Yeah.
I done picked
You and
Utah,
Utah.
baby.
All right, man. Number 7, Tennessee. Number 15, Oklahoma.
I'm taking Oklahoma right out the gate.
Ooh.
Yep.
I got him. He does not like Tennessee. He's not going to pull for Tennessee, and he don't.
There a couple years back.
If we was to put Kent State back up there again this week and have to pick these,
I'd
he
pick
would.
Kent State.
He is going to pick Kent State, boys.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with the balls. I love it though. I love that.
I'm going Vols too. I think they're too good.
I would love to see Tennessee get stoned, but I got to go Tennessee the way they performed already at the beginning of the year. I think they're just going to keep on rolling.
Yeah, this game right here is a big game for Tennessee. I mean, they're going to have to go to Norman. They're going to have to win this game. If they win this one, then they're probably sitting pretty good. You know, the next test probably be Alabama will be probably next, right?
I think this is your first real look at a big test for this Tennessee team. I think this will be a big game to figure out what they really are. You know, I mean, we've watched them play a few games, and I mean, you can score 70 against Kent State, that's fine, but you know, you get up against a tough ball team, and with the way Tennessee's playing, Oklahoma's going to want to win this game terribly. You know, on their home field too. So
Heupel going to Oklahoma is going to want to win this game terribly too. And he's wanting to make a statement there because they got Alabama home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is their big road game test right here. So I got the balls. You got the balls.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
He's
One more
got the
chance,
Sooners. He's
Keith.
got the
I'm
Sooners.
going Oklahoma. I'm sticking with them.
Golly.
I like it, boys.
He's a true Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah.
True and
Ain't no
true.
give.
All right. We got our special guest, Mr. Keith Chandler, with us here again. We're going to get on into the high school football. We're going to start a little interview and let you guys out there in the podcast world learn a little bit more about Keith and everything. He is the running back for the Union Bears and everything. Keith, if you don't mind, buddy, let's start talking about this past week's game a little bit. When y'all first arrived at the stadium, did you get to see all the streets filled with the people everywhere?
Well, it was their homecoming game. They had like a homecoming parade, and when we first got there, we was warming up, and you could just hear the band coming down the streets and the fans, and it was kind of crazy. Not gonna lie.
Well, when me and Dog got there, it was going through, and I'm like, dude, this is like being at flipping college football games somewhere. I mean, like major college. The streets was filled with people. As far as you can see, was having to like pull up, stop, little kids running out in front of us. Some of them was trying to get suckers out of the road, Reese cups out of the road. I mean, they were people everywhere. And I'm like, I'm being around those big schools a lot,
It looked like being at Virginia Tech on a Thursday night game. I mean, there was people going through fields and everything, and it was. I talked to Keith a little bit about this. I said, man, if half the people that was out in the streets would have come to the stadium, that place would have been packed.
Yeah, I told Dog, I said, we're going to have to hurry and get parked, man, so we can get in here, or we're not going to be sitting down. And I swear to God, once the game started, you could about got a seat anywhere you wanted.
Yeah.
I'm like, they came to the flipping parade and left.
Yeah.
They came after a daggone sucker.
I was there for a good time.
Yeah, but if any of you guys saw it, I just thought, did it shell shock any ovens, any at all?
Definitely how fast they played. Their speed of the game, because like when we played Lee and Richlands, it wasn't really that fast, but as soon as like first quarter against them, the speed of them was so much different.
Oh, yeah, because they got speed everywhere.
Yeah.
And I noticed, like, when you guys would try to get outside, it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they would shut it down so fast.
And when you got a team like that, the best thing you can do is go straight into their heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Science Hill's, the biggest school in Tennessee, and they're like going and playing a small college or something. Their kids is, they've got the pick of the crop.
Well, I felt like this game here, and by the way, I'm the only one that picked you all to win.
Yeah.
And I done it just because I wanted to try to fire you up and let you know that somebody does believe in you. I don't know how many of them. They're going into a giant fight here,
Yeah.
But I just wanted you to know that I am the only one that picked you in this panel right here, okay?
Well, thank you. Thank you.
What I said was, Kermit, they're going to go over here and they're going to give them a whole bunch of 28. And I said, they're going to run that clock off and they're going to go down there and score. And that's what you was pretty much doing in that first quarter.
The first quarter, that's about what we was doing.
Yeah. And I think if you hadn't stalled out on that first drive and could have maybe went down and at least punched it in,
yeah,
I really feel like that may have changed a little bit of that game.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that it would have changed the game a lot, or?
I think that definitely gave us a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
And I think with us scoring right there, our fans would have got into it, and I think we'd have played a lot harder from right there.
Yeah, well, you have one guy over there that was really wanting you to score.
Yeah, I saw a video on that guy.
Yeah.
We was sitting right in front of him, and I'm telling you, he about stomped a hole through the bleachers.
He was a passionate man. He was like, "You gotta go!" And he's like, by this time, Santiago's already up 14-0, and he goes, "They suck. They're scared. Look at them." I'm like, I don't think they're scared, man.
He said, "Their music sucks."
Yeah. He said, "Listen to that junk they're playing. Their music sucks."
But now, I'm telling you, he had more heart and passion than anybody there now.
He loves them Bears now, that's for sure. Well, what positives do you think the team will take away from this game, even with it being a loss? And any silver linings of things like maybe the team can build on going forward?
We had 4 or 5 offensive drives that was going really good until we got down to like the 40 and the 35, and we'd hit like a barrier. But our offense line's definitely got to work on getting off the ball a lot faster. But besides that, our defense needs to wrap up tackling. Because even me, I didn't wrap up that big kid. I come up to hit him. he just bounced right off me. That was bad.
Mentioning that right there, that's what I said to Aaron. I said, man, that big kid, they put him in down there near the goal line, and he just trucked somebody down there. I'll just put it that way. I'm not going to mention no names, but he about folded them in half. And I was like, boy, he didn't get hit by a Mack truck. He got hit by a train. And then that a little bit later in the game, I think the hit Keith was talking about was like on a 4th and 4. They put him in the backfield again, and he mostly plays defense number 6 for Science Hill. And they throw the little out pass to him out of the backfield, and Keith come up and lay one of the biggest hits on him. And I thought, well, he's going down. And somehow where Keith didn't wrap up, he kind of bounced off of it and still plowed forward for the first down. I said,
he's a house.
I said, that kid's proved himself to me right there. I said, when Keith lays a stick on you and you don't go down, I said, he ain't got to say no more. He was a beast, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Keith, what do you normally do yourself to like keep the morale of your teammates up? You know, in situations like y'all were facing over. I mean, you know, kids they'll start getting down. I mean, you know, especially once you actually bullied people for the first 2 weeks. I mean, y'all been the big dog the first 2 weeks, you know, and then you face this, and now you're on the other end of the stick. So kids sometimes start getting a little, you know. It takes a lot out of them. I mean, what do you do as a leader to, you know?
You know, all week during practice, Coach Turner was telling us that it's going to be a dogfight for 4 quarters. It's going to be a physical game. And when they went up 14-0, a lot of the kids had their heads down and stuff. I was telling them, like, stay calm, keep your heads up. We're going to come back right here. Telling our offensive line, because they was getting frustrated because how strong the Science Hill's defensive line was. And I was just telling them, just try your best to stay in front of them. Let me hold for 2 or 3 seconds, and I'll get 3-4 yards carry. And that's about it, yeah.
Yeah, man, you was getting it.
Yeah.
You was getting it.
That's old school ball right there. It's 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust, son.
Yeah.
On that one play, though, it was like, it was 4th down. What y'all have, like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and they put you in motion?
Oh, yeah.
And then ran Bostic behind. I was like, man, automatically when you went in motion, they knowed exactly where that ball was going.
Yeah, if I'm at linebacker on that, when I seen Keith pull out,
you're following 28.
I'm following 28 because I know he's going to be the lead blocker.
Well, more than likely, they done said wherever 28 goes here, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's either going to be lead blocking or he's going to be getting the ball. So, well, looking ahead, just a small bit. I mean, it's here now, but how important is it to quickly turn the page and shift the focus to preparing for Graham?
We definitely, Science Hill's passed us. We're going to grow from that game, and Graham game, it's going to be a big game for us, and we got to prepare. We got to have a good week of practice to be ready to play on Friday.
Yep. Mentally moving forward, do you think that the team is, as a whole's there already?
I think they are, and the ones that ain't, I'll get them going during practice.
That's a good leader right there, boys. Yeah, that's a great answer.
What I love about this big Science Hill game is, man, it gives you a chance to see exactly where you need to improve, and everything else, and get ready for Graham. And it brings that toughness to you, you know.
Absolutely.
In a hard hitting ball game like that, and we know it was a hard hitting ball game, but I mean, you all got to be proud of yourselves because I think all the way up to the end, I don't think I've seen a kid hold their head down. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know the score was 31-7, but if you really look at it, I think we held our own against them really well.
Yeah, you did. You really, really did.
And I really think it was a lot better Science Hill team than last year.
I did too. I thought they was a lot faster this year than it was last year.
I think from watching them at the first game of the year with Elizabeth, and I told Aaron, I said, man, they've got some dudes that just run. They had 4 different running backs against Elizabeth, and they all turned it on.
I feel like they were probably a little bit more physical, too, this year than they were last year.
Yeah.
And I want to say to give props to Coach Turner for putting these hard games on this
Absolutely.
schedule. You ain't got to go play Science Hill, and you ain't got to play Graham in the regular season. And, I really, that I have a ton of respect for him for, you ain't going to play in these 1A schools just so you can get 70 points on somebody. You're really trying to go figure out who you are as a football team and playing the toughest team you could possibly play. Outside, you got to have your district games and stuff, but any game that's a free week, Union ain't got no big easy game,
No, and I think the Science Hill game is probably the one that helps them more than any of them.
Absolutely.
And not only is it going to help them going into this week's game against Graham, but I feel like later on down the road, it's still going to be helping you and everything. Well, this coming week is a big matchup, and it's got a lot of playoff implications on it for Region 2D. More than likely, the winner of this one, not saying for sure, but it could be for home field advantage in the playoffs, to be honest with you. That's the way it has been over the past few years, since both teams has been pretty much at the top of Region 2D the past few years. Tell us your thoughts on this game and everything.
I think it'll be a 4-quarter dogfight. I think Graham's got a tough defense. Their offense, where they lost Clemens last year, it's not much of a running offense this year. It's kind of a passing. So we're going to have to focus on covering passes pretty good this week. And Science Hill, they threw it pretty good on us. So we're just going to have to get dialed in for the game.
Yeah, man. Anybody else got any questions on this game for him?
I tell you, I think Graham at the beginning of the season has really looked good on defense and has really played really good defense, and now they're starting to click a little bit on offense. So Union's going to have to put some points up, and which I don't question that they won't do that. But it's a be a good ball game.
Yep. Well, are there any short-term, long-term goals you'd like to accomplish?
I'd like to beat my dad's records for tackles, and he made All-State in baseball and football. So that's probably one of the biggest ones I'd like to accomplish.
Awesome. Is there a coach or an athlete that you look up to as a role model, and why?
Well, used to be an athlete. My dad, I look up to him a lot. He always told me what to do wrong and right, and I've just looked up to him since I've been a little kid.
That's pretty smart. He's just sitting here saying how he's going to crush his
I'm
dad.
gonna beat his records.
He's going to crush his dad's records. Old Brandon's going to be listening to this like, you little sucker. You. but then you put him in as a role model just to calm old dad down.
Well, we know you're a football player and you play baseball. Is that it? Is there any other sport you play?
Coach Bosk's going to be coming up for basketball this year. So I used to play basketball all the way up to, I believe, freshman year, and I just didn't play it anymore.
He needs to go out. He needs to go out for wrestling.
I see old Chandler getting the whistle to blow quite a bit here.
Yeah,
I see a little fouling coming.
Yeah. Well, what is your favorite sport to play?
I really love Friday Night Lights around here because it's nothing better than it. But I'd probably have to go with baseball. But really, I've been getting into golf lately. Going on the weekends with some friends, and that's probably the funnest thing to do on your free time.
You can take a lot of frustration and get frustrated at golf pretty quick. I liked playing golf till I couldn't afford the balls no more because I lost them. Oh, Lord.
I had one buddy. He would spend the whole time looking for balls, and we just leave them, and he'd come with like 10 times more balls than he brought.
My father, when I first started playing, my father-in-law, a big golfer, he gave me a bucket, like a literal bucket, not like a 5-gallon bucket, but like a bucket full of balls.
Yeah.
I took him out, played like 3 or 4 times, and he was like, "You want to go play Saturday?" Well, we went to the pro shop, and I said, "I'm going to have to buy some balls." He said, "Well, having all them balls I gave you." And I was like, "Well, there's probably some over there. There's some over there in that pond. There's some in them woods out there."
I found out the best thing you do is go to the driving range and buy a bucket of balls.
Well, what's your technique on memorizing and teaching yourself new plays before an upcoming game?
You know, I'm happy that we got something called Huddle. It's like other teams that you can watch their offense and defense play. And me and Dad will sit down and we'll go over like other teams' offenses and what my keys are. And then I like to get with the lineman sometimes because he's my cousin, but call him my brother, Braden. He's a lineman. And me and him sit in math class all the time and just go over plays, what he's supposed to be blocking, and just stuff like that.
Well, they can't do a lick of math. You know?
Yeah.
They can't do a lick of math. But they know the plays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we love to hear right there.
That's all that matters.
Well, I mean, like, when we growed up, all we had to know was 23 and 22. And you run 23 till they got tired of it, and you ran 22. Yeah. What's your favorite pregame food?
You know, Coach Turner gives us like a 6-cent sub before every game. And it's about the only thing I'll eat before the game. And we get bear bags, like little treats. You get like beef jerky, some chips. And on the away games, I slam that on up there. That's probably my favorite.
You love the bear treats, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Bear bag.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Well, what do you get after the games?
I mean, after we played Science Hill, they gave us Chick-fil-A. Like, it was a chicken sandwich, some chips, and I think a cookie. But I eat that, and then whatever left's in my bear bag, I'll just eat the rest of that, too.
Yeah, man. Well, what's your favorite music to listen to get you hyped up?
I'll probably have to go with kind of old school, some Metallica. Oh. I like some Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
Inner Sandman.
Yeah, Inner Sandman's a good one.
Do you listen to it while you're on the field warming up?
No, we can't. They won't let us listen to it. I wish we could.
Yeah. Well, how about on the bus ride?
Oh, yeah. Especially like if it's a home game, we'll get on the bus, and I usually will not talk until we get into the locker room down there, and I'll just be listening to music. And away games, I like to listen to my like relaxing, calm music until we're about to get ready to play, and then I'll play on some Metallica.
You gotta know when to turn it on and turn it off, man.
You can't get pumped up too quick.
Yeah. Doggy, got any questions for him?
You know, I know you and him had grown up together, and first time I'd ever met you was out there at Cedar Ridge, and you two was the wildest little kids out there. Wired as all get out. Your brother in the trenches. How you missing Brent Lovell this year?
Oh, my. Brent, practice with Brent was one of the funnest things because you just didn't know what he was going to do. And then he'd come out on game days and just play like an absolute animal. And we've definitely missed that a lot this year.
Well, I still don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah. Well, y'all got plenty of dogs out there
Yeah,
still.
no doubt.
So. Yeah, that's for sure. Sean, you got any questions?
I don't think so, man.
Well, Keith, I got one more, buddy. What would you like to tell the Union faithful about this upcoming game?
Just be ready. It'll be a good game, exciting, and I hope the train horns are loud.
Yeah, man. You need them to be loud and proud, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's definitely going to be a big game. I'm excited for this one and everything. And the good thing is it's at Bullet Park, and there's nothing like Bullet Park for you guys, are they?
No, probably the best atmosphere in the Mountain 7, in my opinion, and region.
All right, man.
You talking about being loud and proud and them train horns blowing them. We've got a buddy from Coburn up there. He hates Twin Springs. He hates he hates them horns. And we was like, well, just don't let them score, Chad, and you don't have to hear the horns. Oh.
Kermit sent me a picture this past week. Chad had this very little video cowbell like that. I was like, what's he doing? Like, is somebody going to bring him dinner? Like, here they come with a hot dog and a Coke. Here you go, sir.
Chad said, these don't hurt your ears.
He said, we'll get on the other team's nerves. I'm like, what's the point, man? If you're not getting on their nerves, you're not doing no good, you know? All right, week 3 recap for the high school. last week's picked him. Sean, you done very well for a change.
I wasn't going to say it. 12-0. I think I'm the only person to go 12-0 so far.
Well, I would have, but
Okay, here we go, buddy. But I just want to say, Keith, personal apology. I picked Science Hill because I want to go 12-0, not because I didn't believe in the Union Bears. I just want to put that out there.
Because it'd been 10-2, 9-3 the rest of the time.
No. He's lying to you. I was 10-2, I think, both times. But
well, he's right now 32-5 overall, and Kermit
they're
is
33-4. So don't get too excited.
Yeah, we've only missed one every week, but this week, and I probably knew I was going to miss him too. But
no. See, he's saying he don't have faith in me now.
No,
I knew I was going to miss it picking you.
Me and Aaron was trying to separate ourselves, and that's what killed us. We was like, and we've done that the last 2 weeks, try to pick different teams, and it's come back by us both, and we're still stuck tied at a deadlock. But now, Keith, I did pick against y'all, but I done it on purpose to give y'all that big speech there to get y'all lifted up there, and I'm hoping y'all would prove me wrong and go down there and put it on them. And that's why I picked against y'all, just to give you extra motivation to go down there and prove us wrong.
he just didn't have faith in the speech because faith is why David beat Goliath. All right, week 4 picks, boys. We got up first Gate City versus Marion. Kermit, we'll start with you, buddy.
Week 4 picks. Gate City against Marion.
And you ain't got to pick, Keith, any of these if you don't want to.
If you don't want to, but yeah, if you feel like
If
picking,
you
you
want
can
to
pick.
pick, you pick.
Well, what, we're going to go over last week's games?
I don't.
Well, we got to talk about at least one game, and we're going to talk about them War Eagles, son.
Okay, we can do that.
I'm jumping on that Ryko bandwagon because all I got to say, buddy, is you talking about nasty. And I'm not talking in a bad way. They are freaking nasty, son. They went up there, they line up and drove the ball, done what they want with Honaker. Could have put up 60 points. The only bad pass Rocco would throw was down there at the end zone, and which helped set Honaker up for another score. But I mean, they would have put up 60 points. But to me, what is so impressive is they're going out and putting up 60 points on people, and they ain't even throwing the ball. They're just running the ball.
It's called Robbie Norris, Sullivan North High School, bringing that offense over from Sullivan North, son.
But when you can put up 60 points a game just running the ball, not even trying to run the score up on people, you pretty nasty.
I'll tell you something, too, I love about Rykov is it don't matter who touches the ball on that Rykov football team. They run the ball like somebody owes them money.
Oh, yeah.
The only person I know runs the ball harder is sitting at this table right now. And I'm not talking about Kermit Lovell. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, that's hard.
I'll tell you, they run they're just, you can just tell how bad they want it every time somebody touches the ball. And it's not like, there ain't nothing flashy about Rykov either. And that daggone quarterback will just put his head down and flat run you over and don't think a thing about it.
4-year starter, and he's their lead freaking blocker, son. Most of the holding penalty was on him because he was out front blocking, and I didn't think it was a holding penalty myself. I thought he went out there and laid a pretty good block down. They reviewed it and stuff like that, and I still don't think it was a holding call. I thought it was a good block, but he's a heck of a ball player.
He's a stud, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
The only thing they're missing is a Keith Chandler up there.
Well, they got a couple that's pretty dang close. Will Rollins is running the ball like a champ. I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah, man. I swear they are looking good.
Yeah, I'm just glad to see. Like, the thing of it is like you've seen them over the past 2 or 3 years, and they've changed with personnel. You know, they're doing what these guys that they have can do, and Robbie's done a real good job. I mean, teaching them this old Sullivan North offense that he ran over and has a lot of success with over the past few years, and it's good to see.
I wasn't going to let you get on past this without talking about them War Eagles, boy.
Well, is there any more that y'all want to talk about?
I think we got it.
All right, then we'll do the picks here. We got Gate City, Marion, Curry Dog.
Well, I thought Gate City, as far as defensively, played a really good game at Abingdon. But I tell you what, when you're at Abingdon, does it just seem like it to you, Keith? When you're at Abingdon, that clock just runs really fast.
Yeah, Abingdon's something about over there, but the game goes by so much faster.
Oh man, I swear, I don't know what it is, but it does seem like that clock runs off quick at Abingdon. But I thought Gate City played a pretty good defensive game up there. So they could have got something going offensively and had a chance to score before half and. Kind of pondered that, but I'm going to go Gate City over Marion.
Kind of like he said, Gate City's defense, they looked real strong over at Abingdon, so I'm going to go Gate City too.
I got Gate City.
Well, right now, to me, that's the only thing that they look confident in is their defense. I mean, you can tell right now they're struggling offensively, trying to find an identity or something. I mean, they've got skill players. They got good athletes everywhere. It's just, for some reason, it's just not clicking for them on offense yet.
And Abingdon, I tell you, I don't know what it is about them Honaker kids, but now that kid has played his tail off this season so far. He's
been big for
impressed
him.
me more
Absolutely.
than anybody.
He has been big for them, but, I'm going to go Gate City in this one as well.
They've lost. All four of us, they've lost.
Lehigh, Pineville, Kentucky. Let's go with you, Sean.
I got Pentagraph and the boys. Give me Lehigh.
I'm going to have to go Lehigh too.
It's a coin toss for me, but I'll take Lehigh in this one.
Yeah, I think Pineville's been on the struggle bus this year, so I'm going to go with the Generals as well. This one right here could end up being a little interesting. It got pretty interesting last year, at least. A lot of cheapiness going on and everything. Ridgeview, Virginia High. The only thing is, they're coming to the Mountain Boys. It's probably going to be one of them good foggy nights, too. Kermit?
I watched Virginia High against Radford there, and they had opportunities to go in at halftime with about a 10-14 ball game, and missed field goals and stuff. And Virginia High's loaded with talent, but right now Virginia High can't play a full game. I'm gonna have to go with Ridgeview in this one. I think Ridgeview's clicking, got things rolling, going their way. Until I can see Virginia High put a full ball game together. I know they got talent there, but Ridgeview Wolfpack. So
Yeah, I got the Wolfpack in this one as well. I do feel like Ridgeview is better than they were last year. I still don't know exactly how much better they are, but I do feel like they are better. And seems like Virginia High still been struggling a little bit getting going, with their offense and stuff. So I got the Wolfpack. Abingdon Richlands.
I didn't pick. Keith didn't pick either.
Oh.
Go
I
ahead,
thought y'all
Keith.
did.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Keith.
my bad.
Go ahead, bro.
Ridgeview, they're clicking really good offensively and defensively. And I've not really watched much on Virginia High much this year, so I'm going to go with Ridgeview.
Kind of what they said. I think last year, there was something missing at Ridgeview, and I think, Ryan Oakwind, is a top-notch player, but I think if you don't have no chemistry with nobody, and he lost his whole team last year, and then this year, the whole team basically comes back. I mean, I think they had 3 players graduate last year, and I think even though I don't think they've had a real test yet, I think you're kind of starting to see that quarterback finally click with his skill positions. Running back had a big game last week. The Baker kid, the receiver, had 3 touchdowns, I think. Ryan threw the ball well. The defense played. Branson Honaker is just an absolute stud of an athlete. So I think I got Ridgeview, and that's why I don't. And like Kermit said, I've not seen Virginia High put a full game together yet either.
Yeah, Ridgeview, they're also with them. They're starting to get that deep ball threat back, so that's something they didn't really have last year too. So,
You know, I thought Ridgeview played pretty good last year, all the way up to Union, and I thought that was a really good ball game. I think after Union they had some injuries and stuff, you know, and it kind of put them on a downhill track right there at the end.
they really wasn't that good then. I'm telling you, they wasn't playing nobody, dog, and they still ain't played nobody.
Ain't nobody plays right after they play Union. Hey, watch anybody play after they play Union.
They're actually going to be a lot better this year. But all right, Abingdon Richlands.
I got Abingdon by a bunch.
Yeah.
I will say this: Abingdon's offense ain't done as good here the last two games. I believe if Abingdon just brings their defense, they win by 40.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Abingdon too. How y'all feel about Honaker going to receiver?
Me and Aaron's talked about that discussion.
I don't understand it. I know the kid that is the quarterback now was supposed to be the quarterback beforehand, and he'd been hurt, and that's why Honaker had been playing quarterback.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think they're a better team with him as quarterback.
Yeah, when you put him out there at receiver and you can't get the ball to him, I think you just took another weapon away.
Absolutely.
I love Honaker the way he's playing, man. He's a beast, and that I would love to see him right back at quarterback, being a dual threat, and I'm telling you, when he's at quarterback, you really got to make sure he hands the ball off, and you got the right dude. It slows you down. I mean, it really does on a defensive team, because you got to think and then react, you know. And I mean, that's just me. I'm glad Keith brought that up, because me and Aaron's talked about that several times, and I'm like, man, I just rather see him at quarterback getting the ball every play.
You know, I'm kind of on the same page. Nothing against that coaching staff up there, but I feel like you got a guy like him that's, I mean, you can see it. I think he gets better every week, and he's really clicking now. I mean, I feel like you can say that Abingdon has a high-powered offense now, and I feel like a lot of it is because of him. And just like Kermit said, you put him out there at receiver, that you ain't getting the ball to him like you would at quarterback, and I think that hurts him.
Either way, at quarterback, he's going to have the ball in his hand one way or the other. He wasn't a great thrower, but he could pass good enough in situations to the.
Yeah, but the thing is, he runs good enough that people get wide open because everybody's worried about him.
Yep,
yeah.
And when guys come up, all you got to do is be able to throw it in a bucket,
How you feel about it?
Definitely takes a threat away, because him at quarterback was deadly, especially with having a pretty good running back.
Yeah, because you had to watch him.
Yeah.
In two phases of that play,
Keith likes it. Keith ain't near as worried now.
Yeah, I agree with
Keith
it.
likes it, yeah. Good coach.
Yeah, he says they're doing fine up there. Keep it up.
Well, I thought that kid was that's quarterbacking now was probably like coming in as a freshman or a sophomore, but he's a senior.
Yeah, he's a senior.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Well, I think we got Abingdon all the way around the table on this.
No doubt.
Defense, Abingdon.
This one right here, boys, Eastside Chilhowie. Who wants to start?
I got to go with my Spartans, man. Got to go with them Spartans. They rolling. They know how to win now. You done said it. They can dot the I's and cross the T's.
They're definitely crossing the I's and crossing the
I
T's.
tell you, boy, they've got a lot of young talent up there, and for single A, I think they're going to give some people some havoc, Got to go with them Spartans. Didn't Chilhowie got the first loss this week.
Yeah, they lost this week to
They would have both been
Northwood, I believe it
undefeated.
was. But now Northwood's fairly good. They're not bad.
I think if Keldon runs hard, I think that Eastside will take it.
I got Eastside.
Now who'd you say?
Keldon,
Keldon? What's his last name?
Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky Bond, too.
Man, they got so much. That's what I was going to say. They got so much talent, with that kid and Rocky Bond and the quarterback playing well. I mean, we're a good ways off from Rykov and the East Side playing, I think, still, ain't we? What week I know that's deep in the schedule.
I think Eastside's going to have probably an off week coming, and then it'll be probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
But I see kind of the same thing I talked about with Rykov in East Side. Like, it don't matter which back you hand the ball to, your quarterback, whoever's got the ball, they run the ball as hard as anybody does, and I love that about them, and that's why I got East Side too.
And that young quarterback that stepped in at freshman,
Absolutely.
he's really shocked me. At some of the throws he's made. He's made big time throws, especially against Wise up there.
He's been pretty chill.
He's not taking nothing away from Peyton. I wish they had him back. And they definitely need him because he's definitely a great defensive player and was a really good leader for that team. But they're still rolling on, man. They surprised me how good they've been rolling without Peyton.
Who you got there?
Well, last year, Chilhowie won this game last year.
Pick 'em, baby.
But now, Eastside, I thought pretty much had this game in their side and right down to the end, and then Chilhowie ended up pulling it out, I believe. But this is different this year. They got a few more weapons than they had last year, and I'm going to roll with the Eastside Spartans, too, at home. Twin Springs, Burton. I'll go ahead on this one, boys. It's easy to love those Titans. Twin Springs 22, John I. Burton 16.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go with Keith Warner and the boys. I got Twin Springs Titans. That ain't no surprise coming from me.
Comes another check in the mail, dog.
Another check, baby. Twin Springs still undefeated, ain't they?
Yep.
I believe they'll stay undefeated, but if Norton wants to win one, they better start now.
I'm going to take Twin Springs as well.
Rocco, Tommy Walker.
Roll Cove, baby. I got Rocco by a bunch. I think the people of Thomas Walker are going to have a rough week. A rough weekend.
Is this game at Thomas Walker or
I
Rocco?
don't care where it's at. He'd be in this field over here. It don't matter. Rocco by a bunch.
Well, I'm just thinking if it's at Thomas Walker, they may be looking out over at that mountain. You see all them rocks, and there's probably going to be an eagle stalking them all week long. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll just be honest with you. In this game right here, Rocco's going to eat their breakfast. They're going to eat Thomas Walker's lunch. They're going to eat their supper. They're going to tell them what they're going to have next week for breakfast, dinner, and supper. And they're going to take that too. Yep. I got Rocco Eagles big.
Thomas Walker played a pretty good game with Lehigh. Like, it was surprisingly, but I'm going to take Rocco.
All that.
Yeah.
Tried to build them up. So
yeah,
I'm telling you, if Thomas Walker would have played the second quarter, they'd won that ball game.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
I think they had the best of Lehigh the other 3 quarters there, but yeah, we know the Cove Boys. They ready for big playoff runs. They ain't gonna let Thomas Walker slow them down, but I believe Thomas Walker will play hard the whole game, no matter what.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be giving it their all. But I'm going to tell you right now, with this offense that Rocco's running right now and the lack of kids on the sideline for Thomas Walker is going to be a big, big issue. So, everybody's got the Cove in this one. Castlewood, Lebanon.
I got Lebanon. That's it. I got Lebanon.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lebanon, too.
I'll have to flip a coin on this one, but no, man, I watch this kid right here from Lebanon, and he he throws the ball so quick sometimes you don't know if he throwed it or pump faked it. And all of a sudden you see his receiver running down the field with it. Man, he throws darts and you know, we come out that second half last week and just absolutely ripped it up. I don't even know why you'd want to run the ball with him back there at quarterback. But I'm taking Lebanon big over Castlewood.
Well, Lebanon is, like I said back before they played Honaker, that the Pioneers settled Russell County and they're going to let the Honaker Tigers know that it still belonged to them. Well, it's another county school that they're going to prove to them that Russell County still belongs to the Lebanon Pioneers, and I got the Pioneers big. Tazewell, Port Chiswell.
I got Tazewell by a bunch.
I'm gonna go with Tazewell too.
It's another team that's got a really, really great quarterback, man. One of the best quarterbacks last year, and they just struggled and struggled. But they may find their way before the playoffs. I've got Tazewell in this game.
Yeah, I got the Bulldogs in this one as well. Grundy, Patrick Henry. This is a good game right here.
Yeah, I think this will be a real good game.
This is a good game right here. Dog?
Grundy's a much better and improved team than what they was last year. They played pretty good with the Wolfpack for about a quarter, and then the Wolfpack pulled away from them. But man, this Patrick Henry team, you know, they lost good speed, and I thought, well, they may have been a little down this year, but I swear I believe they're looking even more impressive. You know, I got Patrick Henry big.
Yeah, I watched Patrick Henry play. I believe they played Norton. And I mean, Patrick Henry looked pretty good. So I'm going to take Patrick Henry.
I got Patrick Henry big.
They give Virginia High all they wanted, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rebels as well. Honaker Holston. Come on, dog.
I think I'm going to go with them Tigers! Tigers again! Woo! 3 times I've picked them Tigers tonight.
You know, Honaker's got a pretty good quarterback. He can sling the ball.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go with Honaker.
He just ain't got nobody to sling it to.
Yeah, that's the problem. I got Honaker too.
Well, boys, I hate to bust your bubbles on this, but I'm riding with the Cavaliers. Holston is they're playing some really good football right now. They just put them out 50, 60 some on John Battle. You know, this is a district game for Honaker now, and honestly, I just feel like Holston's going to go in there and they're going to pull this one off. I'm going with the Cavaliers. And then the one we've been waiting for. The Union Bears versus the Graham GMen.
You know, Keith's got them G-men.
No.
Well, man.
All right, Keith, you have to pick Graham or wear a Tennessee shirt all week to school.
I'll wear Tennessee. I'll wear a Tennessee shirt.
Okay, that's all we want to hear.
Right there. That's what we want to hear.
All right, dog, you start us out, buddy.
Well, I think Union has looked more explosive offensively this year so far. You know, Graham is starting to find their way offensively and put up quite a few points against George Wythe, but you know, I'm Bear through and through, and this game really counts. It really means something. I'm going with them big Union Bears.
Me next.
Yeah.
Well, like Kermit said, you know, the thing that worries me is like I hear every year, you know, like me being from Clintwood, Ridgeview, they've had their trouble with Graham just like Union's had trouble with Graham. But you hear every year, you know, Graham's down this and Graham's down that. It's us and Union for the region. It's every year you hear this stuff. And I've said it on here before and I'll say it again, you know, I think Graham, every year, no matter what happens, Graham is a reload team. they reload and they come back and, like they can't run the ball this year, that's fine. They're going to throw the ball, I think that coach up there does a great job of, knowing what he's got and playing with what he's got. But I also think that team from Big Stone does a great job with what they got. I think I need 28 touch the ball a lot this week, but I'm going to go with them Union Bears,
Yeah, honestly, I think Graham's a way better team this year than people are even giving them credit for. They do look very impressive on defense. And I think their offense is starting to really click. I mean, you can see each week they're starting to like to gel a little bit more. If this one was at Graham, I would lean more toward Graham. But since it's at Bullock Park and everything, I'm going with the Union Bears in this one here. It's going to be a dogfight, and if you get a chance, people, you need to be coming out to this game right here and experience this great atmosphere that'll be there. It's going to be packed out, and it's going to be loud. It's going to be proud, and let's see if these Union Bears can't come out on top.
I think too. Friday night game, so Graham will probably leave Tuesday evening sometime, to get down here on the 3-day journey. I don't know what it is about going to Graham. We go to Bluefield to work all the time. I'm like, that ain't that bad. But, man, if you're going to a game up there, it feels like it takes a week to get up there. I don't know why, but I hate going to that place.
Normally it just takes a lot longer to get back home.
Yeah.
But, Keith, we appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we get off here tonight? Any shout out to any of you boys?
Shout out Chris Kelly.
Yeah, man.
Gotta shout him out. Best water boy in the state.
I'm going to say this. Speaking of all them coaches down there, Chris Kelly is by far got to be the greatest coach ever because he has more state rings than any coach from Appalachia or Powell Valley.
Probably in the whole state of Virginia. He's got more rings. He's gone for basketball, everything, man. Shoot, yeah. I loved it. I was watching one of y'all's replay games there. It might have been the league game. I was watching the replay on it. And every time that you'd run the ball or like Union would do anything, he was automatically already giving that first down thing. And he was doing that right there.
Oh, yeah.
And like if there's a turnover, he's automatically, it's Union's mile, boys. He's giving them that, He's awesome to watch and stuff. He's another one that's very, very passionate about you guys, and he truly loves that school down there, and he loves the sports.
I was telling Aaron, I said, what is a shame? He said, what's that? I said, if the kids believed in themselves the way Chris Kelly believed in them, they ain't nobody to stop them. There is nobody to stop them because it don't matter what they come up against. Chris is believing 110% these boys going to come out with a win.
Yep.
And one of your best coaches, fans ever, whatever you want to call them, our big Chris Kelly.
Yep. Keith, we appreciate you again for coming on, being with us. Like we said, we love watching you play. We love your passion. You can see it out on the field. A lot of kids don't show that like you do out there, and you can tell that you got your whole heart into it, no matter what side of the ball you're playing on. And watching you run is awesome, especially when you get past that line of scrimmage and you're taking on those safeties. I love it. I can't wait to see what their reaction's going to be when you're bowling toward them, because you're not going to get away from them. You're going straight at them.
Oh, yeah.
And I love watching it. I just love watching it run.
Last year at Lehigh, Keith broke off about a probably 50-yard run. I thought he was going to score. I'm not trying to talk bad about the kid from Lehigh, but there was one little fella from Lehigh back there chasing him. And they kept getting closer and closer, and I was like, golly, can't you just go around him, buddy? No, not okay. He was going straight down the sideline, but turned about 5 yards to the right just so he could absolutely beat that kid's head off the ground. I thought, man, my coach used to talk about, we had backs at Clintwood. That was our thing. We ran the ball. And he always told them to run angry. Run like run hateful. And that's what this one right here does. I love watching you run, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. My favorite thing he's got is his stiff arm.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
wicked.
I'll tell you this too, since you just brought that up. There was a picture collage last year. No offense to you and the Gate City boys. There was some little fella from Gate City, and there's a picture of Keith going down the sideline. First one, you can't see the kid. Second one, Keith's got his arm out. Third one, he makes contact with the kid. Fourth one, the kid's on the ground, and the fifth one, the kid's bouncing about 2 foot off the ground. It's just slaying bodies landing.
I think he had one from Abden like that too, which I'd say he's got one from almost many games. I think Ashley's one that takes them pictures, but with that speed camera and yeah, it's nice looking at it.
It looked rough
in different frames, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. But Keith, the reason I love watching, man, because it just reminds me, and I know your daddy, and we all growed up old school ball, and 3 yards cloud of dust, and you just remind us so much of that old school ball, and we love it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, boys, is all hearts and minds clear?
Yeah.
Then we'll see you on the next, and peace.